Did you hear this? I
No.
streamed like 1780 hours of Starcraft last year, right? Slowly fallen watched 1,750 of them.
Missed what, 30 hours?
Missed 30 hours in the year. That's like literally 5 minutes at the start of every stream that you miss, I think.
That's amazing. Does it also count for VODs and stuff though?
No, I don't think so.
Jesus, that's a lot of time invested in that.
She was crazy. She had like 9,000 hours of Starcraft watched.
Holy crap.
That's some passion.
Wait, how many hours are in a year?
Yeah, but I mean, you can watch 2 streams at once, right?
Oh, that's true.
So I do believe that was the case.
Can you really watch 2 streams at once? So I can't. I can only focus on one thing at the same time. Explains my lackluster multitasking, but
yeah, it kind of depends. I can't watch 2 Starcraft streams at once, but I could sometimes I watch like a Starcraft stream and something else.
What else is there that you watch, Wardy? Just the just chatting section or what?
No, not on Twitch. I watch it with like a. Sometimes it gets a bit wild. I have like a Twitch channel open, and I'm also talking on like Discord or something, for example, but like not about Starcraft. So it's like, does that count?
Yeah, we'll count it.
I made it.
You know, there used to be like these guys and girls in the just chatting section that did is it called the tarot cards or tarot?
Tarot
or how
cards?
Do you pronounce? Is it with a hard T or a soft T?
Tarot.
Tarot.
Like tarot.
Tarot. Yeah, okay. Tarot. I thought it was with a single R though, so I thought it was tarot. Tarot cards. Okay, tarot cards. They used to do this. I once watched it for like 10 minutes. I did it in 2016. After I won my home story cup, and ever since then I haven't been the same. Where like you actually drop brain cells watching that type of garbage. It's actually insane.
Yeah.
Holy crap! Yeah, just the entire. Wait, I'm never sure. It's astrology, right? The
star signs and stuff.
Yeah, or is that astronomy? Astronomy is the real one.
Yeah, astronomy is like actually like observing stars and stuff.
Yeah, and then astrology
is like star signs and so on.
Yeah. These. It's actually insane, these people. The people who donate, and then he just grabs some cards. He doesn't even see your face. He's like, oh, this is the Joker. This means you're going to have a good 2017. I'm like, oh, you can't be serious. I actually can't be serious. It's unbelievable, Wardy. It's really unbelievable. You know what else unbelievable? We have a Twilight opener here. Double Adept coming from our good friend MaNa, who... Wait, he had 3 pylons?
He does have 3 pylons, doesn't he? That's well, that's kind of strange. You can see just how much supply free he has, and that's why you don't usually have 3 pylons right now. You just don't need them.
Yeah, it delays your gateways as well. That's the main thing. But what it also does, it really messes with your opponent's head, because he's going to be scouting that first pylon, and that second pylon is in the wall. So usually you can just pop up there with a Reaper and be like, hey, what's the tech? You see nothing. As a Terran, a couple of things. It's like either this guy's a complete idiot, or there's a proxy hidden on the map, right, with like a 3rd pylon. This is not uncommon, and then you're thinking, maybe Stargate. INnoVation, however, doesn't really give a crap, so he's just gonna be opening up with a Raven, which would be awful if this was a Stargate opener, but it's not a Stargate opener, so Inno's gonna be pretty happy with this.
Yep. He's gonna be in a very good mood. I think a Raven's always nice against a Twilight opener. There's so much utility you get from it. If they go Colossus after, you got the Matrix. If they obviously go for DTs, you've got the detection, and then in any other scenario, you still get auto turrets and stuff to help you out as well, so... It's good across the board.
Yeah, I agree. We see actually 4-gate blink coming out of MaNa, which is what we consider a semi-all-in. It's not all-in in the sense that if you don't kill your opponent, you don't necessarily lose, but you do need to do some damage, delay stim, ideally, snipe a couple of tanks, get a couple of SCVs, and there is the possibility to kill there. So you have your options when you open with a build like this. Now, the nice thing is actually that INnoVation opened up with a very fast tank and extremely fast second Rex as well. He's going to get extremely quick stim. This is nice for Inno, and he continues building tanks. I'm a big fan for the position. I'm a big fan of the position that Inno is currently in. If this Hellion gets denied, though, that would be nice for MaNa. You know what would be great for MaNa? If this Hellion spots the 3rd base on the far right side. That probably would actually give Inno some peace of mind. Oh, look, there's a 3rd base. Nothing going wrong. But for now, MaNa's actually gonna need to. He has very little stalkers for the timing in game.
Yeah, it feels like this should have like an extra warp in or so.
Yeah, he's
Is that just
lacking
the
stun.
third pylon?
Nah,
Surely.
I'd like to blame the third pylon for a lot of things, but that's gonna be pushing it, you know.
Yeah, ooh, Raven didn't get a turret down. Will get shot down. The Stalkers have a blink out. Gets the reactor before he leaves, which is one more Stalker dead. I mean, tank, reactor, Raven. A bad first blink in. Obviously cost you a couple of Stalkers though.
Yes, we see another blink forward. This is straight into a tank. Oh, this is some weird stutter stepping as well. It's gonna lose about 2-3 stalkers. Gets the bunker, gets the tank, but I think there might just be enough units here. Honestly, we're gonna see the classic split. This is a classic. It's like, oh, I can't do any damage anymore. I put 4 stalkers in a prism, and I hope that Inno is aware that this is a move. He should definitely be aware of that. Keeps a couple of units down. And the rest of it in his main base. No, still gonna end up losing this CC maybe actually.
Yeah, MaNa gonna choose the reactor on the factory instead. I kind of find that surprising. I feel like the reactor on the factory is not like a
it's not a
huge
something
deal.
you care about.
Yeah.
Especially if you open Colossi, right?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Ooh, big deal. Like who cares about 2 extra mines, but you outrange it by like 12.
Yeah.
It's not close. Yeah, the nice thing for MaNa though is the Raven died. I didn't see it die. This is the thing with the Raven. It's this unit always dies. Like it's the one unit that just kind of gets built there as mental support. I know everyone always says it has so much utility. I've never actually seen a Raven with a Terran army because it just always freaking dies. Like I'm not sure even it doesn't have little HP, but it's just always in the wrong place at the wrong time and it just gets shot down out of the sky like every single time. Like in TvP, it's absolutely insane. Same in TvZ, honestly. When it is being built, like 3 queens move forward and you know, they look at it a little bit too long and the thing just starts dropping down. It's absolutely crazy. Now, we do have 2 forges here for MaNa. Oh, I'm surprised he's going into gas on the 3rd already. What's his gate count here, Wardy? Let's see, 6? I'm surprised he gets this gas before going for 8 gates, honestly. That does surprise me. Also a little bit supply block, by the way. Throws on 4 pylons, but that's actually kind of painful here. He would have loved to start that 3rd Colossi already, I think. Start a bunch of extra units. Is he in position? I don't mind MaNa's position, honestly. Oh my god, is he gonna miss this drop by like half a...
Yeah. Prism sees it, Stalkers are there, so...
Good split.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, not really anything Inno can do, right? He can't run into the 3rd base, can't really get into the main, so he's held back. He's stopped.
I like the position for MaNa here. You know what? I don't mind this at all. Sure, worker count is relatively even. Sure, he's down some supply, but I've seen worse positions, and being in this type of position against INnoVation and with a Colossi opener generally is not that bad. He also is on double forge, so he's going to be able to get 2-2 about the same time as Inno. The only thing I'm semi-worried about is his follow-up. What are we going to be seeing? Are we going to be seeing a Templar Archives? Are we going to be seeing a second Robo? What is in the works here for MaNa? He strikes me as a Templar Archives guy, right? He wants to get Archons in this army, and yes, there we go. Templar Archives goes down. And a second Robo as well, and goes into Disruptors. You know what Zest has been doing a lot?
What?
I'm glad you asked. He's been building a lot of Immortals. So he'll get a second Robo, and I'm like, second Robo. He has a Robo Bay, Disruptors. Yeah. But no, it couldn't be less true. Actually, he builds Immortals, and I get an army of like 7-8 Immortals. And the funny thing is because the Terrans, they tend to rely so much on heavy Marauder counts, they get absolutely freaking blasted by these Immortals. Like, it's insane. However, if they rush Liberators, you might be in a little bit of trouble because Immortals aren't too great at running into Liberators. Like, you can't really zone an army as well with Immortals as you can with Disruptors, obviously.
Yeah, that's a big difference. That's is always this guy that does weird things that are actually really smart, but nobody else really catches on to them, at least for a long time. It's always fun to watch this because I feel a lot of the time when I watch this, it's like, man, this doesn't quite add up. It doesn't quite make sense. And it's like, it really is working. You know, he did this Colossus drop thing again. Like, a few, like 6 months ago. And I'm not trying to say Colossus drop is popular again, but now I've seen people like Trap doing a Colossus drop every so often, and just something to mix it up. And I feel like it all comes back to Zest. He figured out it was good again.
Yeah, that's the type of guy. If there's 5 apples and you have 6 people, he managed to get an apple to every single person. It's like, I'm not quite sure how that happened there, Seth, but we're just gonna close our eyes there, and we'll accept it. And everyone's happy there. We have good vision, by the way, from MaNa's playing a nice game and way more passive than I used to, because MaNa tends to be kind of aggressive and at times over aggressive, right? Like he really likes to strike first, like a go hard or go home. He's the moment he even perceives that he has the tiniest lead, he likes to pull the trigger. So I'm surprised we haven't seen that yet. Now there is 4 disruptors in this army, and there isn't that much of a ground force here for Inno.
No, it's a small army. I mean, it's kind of just spread out a bit, right? The problem is, how do you push through this area when the disruptors are going to zone you? It's difficult. Now Zealots are moving their way around the right to counterattack, and well, I know he's going to kind of wrap around towards the 3rd base, but if he gets there, he's got to remember there's no way out. He's going to be surrounded by this MaNa army. So if he gets into a fight, he better be ready to actually fight it. He actually gets a Widow Mine shot off, and he's actually going to turn this into a surround from the left-hand side. A bit of bio shows up, and the Vikings right on top of the Colossi. Disruptor shots were big, though, and INnoVation losing out on a ton of units here. It felt like the setup was good for Inno, but the dodging of the Disruptors was not.
Yeah, and this is on West as well. Let's not forget, meanwhile, 5 Zealots absolutely wreaking havoc in the 3rd base of INnoVation, and I'm liking MaNa's position a lot here. What was it? Were the upgrades 2-2 for Inno as well during that fight, or did they just finish? I think they were already, right?
I think they were done.
Okay, a triple Colossus on the way here from 3 Robos. We have 60 Ts being warped in. Do we have Blink yet? No, we have no Shadow Stride. This is just going to be, what's the plan here? Now I'm curious. He caught my attention with these 60 Ts without Shadow Stride. I was like, you know what? I had a good fight. Let's share the wealth a little bit. Send in 6. This is not it, MaNa. He's just gonna lose every single one of them, Wardy. Look at this. Even before they actually snipe the CC. Yeah.
I mean,
holy, this is a lot of damage.
I mean, but it's 60 Ts, man. Like, if it was 1 TT, I'd feel good. Zealots kind of getting blown up on this planetary, but they will get the planetary kill in the end. Disruptor shots are going wild, and they kind of do pick up a good amount of kills, but not before a lot of them go down as well. I mean, this was just chaotic on both sides. Both players kind of having a messy engagement, but 25 workers killed. It's MaNa that was the aggressor, so MaNa's the one to really pick up the damage here. Has an army supply lead that he's going to take across the map. I don't know if he can really do that much, right? 2 Colossi out again, 3 Colossi out again.
Yeah, it's rough to say, honestly. I mean, he has a chance, but the gate count is at 9. There's 3 Robos pumping out robotics facility units, and those guys are good. The Colossi are putting in a lot of work. There's no Vikings remaining here. The next warp-in, I think, is going to be the nail in the coffin that carries INnoVation into game number 2, as MaNa kind of decidedly wins this fight while still having a solid 1.5k in the bank. He has a 5th base. INnoVation is just now re-establishing his 4th base at the same time. Actually, MaNa has 6 bases. I thought he was building that top right base, or just started, but it's done and has 67 energy already, so it's been there for 20-30 seconds already. MaNa kept having good vision the entire game, honestly. The entirety of this game, he had nice vision on the map, always being aware of where INnoVation moved, and just one good fight in the middle kind of decided that game, and then followed up by the already legendary 6DT walk-in while clearing the planetary with some of the wonkiest. Oh, look, another 4DTs. We have Shadow Strike now, though. Yeah, okay. Now
he started Shadow Strike when he warped in the 6DTs, so yeah.
That's expensive.
Oh.
Blinks.
Yeah, okay. Not really any good way out there, but MaNa does have the army on the right-hand side, which is obviously looking a little bit too much, as you have the bio starting to move through. Disruptor shot fires, a couple more rows going down. Another Disruptor shot going to grab a Ghost, and again, Disruptors will continue to fire, but I think we're going to be okay here as INnoVation is going to come through. A couple of Disruptors going down, more EMPs are dropping, and able to keep this army pushed back. Obviously, eventually he's just going to run out of units, though, and it's basically as soon as the Colossi start fighting. INnoVation's gonna tap out of this. MaNa takes game number 1 off of it. It is. Some of you guys are players. What can we say? Did you see my YouTube video title from the other week, by the way?
Ah, your famous YouTube title from the other. No, I haven't. Oh, the Big Gabe one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see it actually.
Yeah, honestly, I was in such a, like, I can't be bothered mood. I was just like, I'm just gonna meme. People got mad at me in the comments. It was a debate. They were like, I actually don't think Horsem is a content creator. I think he is a pro player. I was like, well, yeah. Congratulations, guys. It's gone over your heads.
It's okay. It's okay. They just see they love to defend me. That's nice. It's good to know that I have a community that cares about what I tell them. I'm glad to
They
hear
were
that.
toxic though, man. Like,
oh yeah, that's exactly how I raised them. I'm glad they were. But it was aimed. You know, it's not like they're just a bunch of loose cannons. They're just toxic towards you. So that's nice. They're taking after me, you know. It's good to hear.
I mean, the good news is, even if they don't listen to me, at least they read the stream title. Like...
Exactly. At least they do that. All right, Wardy. Any other good stories from the last few weeks?
Not really. I've literally just sat around and casted games, so that was the one time I got a little wild. I made a spicy YouTube title.
Wild day in the life of Wardy.
Wild day in the office. Hey, I took a week off streaming. That was kind of wild.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm glad to.
It was great.
Wait, when did you do that?
A couple of weeks ago, I was like on a stream, just getting super tilted in streams, so I decided just to take a week off, and it was actually not good for me. I don't think. I'm terrible at taking time off, so maybe like a day or two would have been good, but like the whole week just wasn't very. I did cast like 2 days of DreamHack, but then like it just feels bad not streaming, you know.
I think the problem is that we kind of turned our hobby into the job.
Yeah.
So it feels like the moment you're not doing it, you're also like, well, what do I do instead? Like I usually have when I have like free time, I'm like, well, I kind of want to play some games. It's like, well, not sure how healthy that is, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, it sucks if in that way it's like a bit of a first world problem, I guess. But yeah, it is something that can be tricky for sure. I have the same feeling very often where you already feel bad because taking time off for like both Twitch and YouTube is kind of both of it's kind of momentum based, right? Like it's difficult to take time off because it's like you see the numbers go down in front of your eyes. That's painful. But then also, it's just like kind of what you like to do. So it's like, well, if you're forcing yourself to take time off of your hobby, it sounds odd.
It's also one of those things where it's like, it's so low effort to just do 2 or 3 hours. Like you may as well just do 2 or 3 hours for the consistency, right? So
but then you always kind of have to do 2-3 hours in your head. So it's a very tricky balance. But I know exactly the feeling you're describing. As we have 2 apps actually doing a little bit of work are gonna end up. I think one of them is gonna end up dying here. I'm surprised he isn't moving away yet. I think he should have shaded out. The thing is, the moment your shade is on cooldown, you should always use it because then you can make the decision. Hey, do I want to keep it longer? Or do I want to actually go out? I think he could have saved 1 extra adept and gotten the same amount of damage there. And 1 extra adept actually is kind of huge. Like it really does matter in these situations. I see MaNa opening up with Oracle into Twilight. Nice, cool little. Okay, we have a Raven. I was actually gonna flame INnoVation for a bit. Oh, he gets in with the Hellion. He's gonna cancel the Raven, start a Viking and a Cyclone. No.
What?
What?
He started a Cyclone, he cancelled the Cyclone, and then he starts the Cyclone again.
He's gonna get a Viking still.
I just wanted to free up the tech lab already, so he doesn't have to put the rack straight on it.
Maybe.
Well, he starts another rack. I still. Well, no. It says no.
Huh. This Oracle is doing nice damage though, by the way. This Cyclone is really delayed. Forward. People always say, well, I mean, Oracle is supposed to do damage, but not really.
Yeah, no, like, it's against Terran, right? It's not many get SCVs anymore.
Yeah, like that's not really the case at all. Even against Zerg, a lot of the time it's not really getting too many workers killed. Oh, I guess it depends a bit on the owner, but
yeah, he didn't need to go back in there when the Cyclone was right there. That was never going to go well.
Oh, that's so painful. That's so painful. It's also starting a Phoenix now. Oh, wait, he's playing Charge Phoenix. I thought this was going to be a follow-up with Blink. Oh, Phoenix Charge. I hate this build so much. God, I think this is awful, but I'm so curious to see how he's going to try to make it work. I, whenever I play this build, I just die against a high mine count. Now, the mine count isn't going to be too high because, of course, there was a Cyclone initially. He's 3 Rex as well, which 3 Rex tends to suck against Stargate openers. What I was going to say earlier, by the way, is that very often Terrans just gamble correctly without any info. They just kind of have a feeling with the player and the map, and they'll be like, this smells like Stargate, even if they get no info whatsoever. And it felt like Inno was going to do the same thing, but then he started a Raven, and it made me very happy. I love it when Terrans, they just, they blindly get a Raven, and it doesn't work out for them. These are the things that truly give me joy. And there's not many of those things left in life right now, Wardy. So I gotta take everything I can. You have a weird-looking move out here coming out of Inno, by the way. This is just the oddest small little move out, isn't it? This is what, 12, 16, well, how many Marines is there? I can't count. Okay, this is 14 Marines. There's a Cyclone there, which is going to be left behind. It's probably going to be used to clear some Phoenixes if they try to chase. Then we have a double drop loaded up towards the third base. MaNa is not going to be in time in the main base. If you're not in time and you have charge lot Phoenix, that is a massive issue. He's actually going to lose his +1. No, he's not. Ooh, that was close. Look at a double drop though towards that third base. That's going to be doing some damage, isn't it? This Adept is going to spot it. It's going to be the canary in the coal mine. And actually the explosion gets prevented as we the mines don't even get the burrow. That was a nice defense by MaNa, honestly. This looked so bad for a second, but he dealt with it super calmly. He just recalled and left his Phoenixes in the main base and everything back to the third. This was perfect defense, absolutely perfect. And what does he get back for it? Well, he now is still alive. He's getting a Templar Archives down. He has +1 attack on the way and he's on 4 gas. So if he adds a Robo to this, he might actually have another timing with Storm at some point in the future.
Yep. Definitely.
Oh, he's a Robo already. Excuse me.
Yeah, he's already got a Prism on the way out.
Wowee.
Feels pretty nice, as we do see a couple of Zealots in the top left will warp in slowly off this pylon, so already preparing for a little bit of a run by into that third base at some stage if INnoVation starts to move out. And I will check, test the waters and see if Inno leaves anything at home. As the Phoenix just sit on drop defense, we're going to see Robobay in a second facility coming through, so we are just going to move into that Robotech as the next step alongside Blink, and I guess we just see some Harkons off the Temple Archives. The Temple Archives ain't doing much, is it?
Yeah, especially he's also investing in Blink, right?
Yeah, it's
maybe he gets a
expensive.
single Archon or something like that. This is a powerful push coming out of, Like, okay, this is kind of what I was talking about earlier. This is the push where I tend to die, because there's like 8 to 10 mines. Even with Storm, if they just spread the mines, like how are you going to kill mines? Like you need to double Storm every single mines, like you need like 15 Storms. Then there's a bunch of Marauders in this army as well. And, okay, Inno just straight walks into position. Now he can even move into the natural location, and I find this so difficult to defend. If you're MaNa here, he doesn't have an Oracle for Revelation either, so he can't even pick up these mines. There's no Storm, there's no Splash, and now there is no natural base anymore either, as it gets taken down rather rapidly. What does INnoVation do from here? He's getting harassed in the main base by a couple of Zealots. He will have to deal with that. I think also the Zealots went into the third, but I mean, that's not really that big in comparison to what Inno is doing here, because he's just straight up winning the game.
Yeah.
Very, of course, winning that game number 1 means he's still on match point. So it is a best of 3. Near in the top right spawning as the blue Terran player. We have INnoVation, the man of the powerful Mine Burrow.
Alright, so game 3 here on Oxide as we set this up. And we get ready to rumble on Oxide. I feel like Oxide's a nice map for the Terrans, as always. It's I just always really love working around the ledges, working around the rocks with tanks, right? It always feels very effective and very hard to engage for the Protoss.
Yeah, these rocks at the third base can be a nuisance. Also for stuff like mines, like mines in those locations, as your units kind of form a clump naturally as you engage into it. Yeah, can definitely be very tricky. No, I agree with you on that, Mr. Wardy.
Sorry, give me a second.
That's okay. I'll hold down the fort.
Just the typical wardy trying to do everything thing.
That's okay. Is this something you guys actually say? Hold down the fort.
Yeah, oh yeah, all the time. I'll hold down. It's like I feel like it's a typical workplace thing. It's like, you know, I've got this. You go sort your life out. I'll hold down the fort over here.
Hmm. Yeah, I once watched a David Mitchell video on it, where he said it didn't make much sense. I like David Mitchell. He's very funny. Do you know who he is?
Yes.
Is he famous in the UK? Like very famous?
David Mitchell?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I like it. I used to watch the QI as well a bit.
Yeah, he's on like everything in English telly, like comedy stuff. So.
Yeah, you guys have like 6 guys, and they kind of rotate shows, and they all have their own show, and they just kind of talk and make jokes, and the concept of the show seems rather irrelevant.
Yeah. They just like they call it a quiz show, so they can just have different topics to make jokes about, right? Like that's what they do.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I like watching them. These guys are pretty funny.
Yeah, they are.
The Allen guy I like as well. I like Jimmy Carr. His laugh is fantastic.
I like the countdown version with Jimmy Carr.
What is that?
You know Countdown?
No, I've never seen.
You've never seen Countdown? You'd love Countdown.
Okay, I'll have a look at it.
Countdown.
I watched Would I Lie to You? I think it's called.
Yeah, Would I Lie to You is good. Yeah.
Yeah. That's where they get like they either need to submit stories beforehand, and then they either get like need to tell a lie story or tell their true story, which is ridiculous, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's great. I actually really like these shows.
Yeah. No, yeah. The Countdown's like a show where you like it's like a quiz show where the contestants have to like make words out of like letters, right? And but then the comedy version is amazing. It's really good.
I'll have a look at it. If this Reaper doesn't die now, okay, thank God. If I was MaNa, I would have left like 5 minutes ago. Holy crap. That Reaper only got a single kill, so it's not actually that big of a deal, but it's so freaking annoying when a Reaper does that. Like, honestly. Like, I think he's gonna 4-gate again, isn't he? A little prick.
Yes.
Throw down the 4th. There we go.
He's gonna do it. So 4 gates, pressure from MaNa, and looking to get aggressive. This isn't really... How good a map is this for 4-gate? Because I don't think it's that
not
great.
Great.
Right? Yeah,
not great, but the build orders. Okay, if MaNa doesn't straight up die here...
Yeah. Oh! Yeah, he nearly let them in, but
Jesus.
he blocks it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if MaNa doesn't straight up die here, he's in a fantastic position. This build has like a really, really late tank. Like, insanely late, so it's only going to be a single tank by the time you hit, and the second tank probably isn't even that close to being done yet. He should be full walling his base, actually. He should be considering full walling. Oh, the probe didn't. Oh, he sees it. He sees the medevac, but did he see it?
Did
he notice it? I think he did. No, he didn't.
He's not doing anything about it, so gonna get Widow Mines in the main. It's gonna slow him down a lot. And that's going to be problematic as these Widow Mines will start to burrow up. Probes are going to pull away. Only one Widow Mine burrowed. Ooh, hello? This Widow Mine shot across the Nexus. That's disgusting. Kills the other one, though, so you will not let the other one do much. And now you can justify going across the map, I think, with these Stalkers. You just have one Widow Mine to deal with.
Yeah, you can just leave like 1 or 2 Stalkers at home to deal with that. Oh, there's still the cars. This is why I think you should... Yeah, you should probably board it up, like get like a gateway in that war or something. Like Blink is about to finish up, so we will be able to clear this 7, 8 workers. First tank is out, second tank is about to be out. Raven is out, which if Inno would be paying attention, would be capable of taking out the observer that's on the edge. Mine gets taken down now as well. There's still no third base, by the way. Robobay did go down though. Okay, MaNa needs to do so much freaking damage at this point, like...
Yeah, but I mean, now it's so late. You know, you look at these 2 tanks that are set up, and this looks like INnoVation has all the tools he's meant to have for 4-gate arriving. Oh, he's just not going to get it for now. He should still get it with another Blink, right? Blink's on, the speed boost on cooldown, so...
Yeah.
True.
I mean, this is a yikes, Wardy. Now, time for a little bit of trivia. Guys in the chat can participate as well. How many Stalkers do we need to one-shot a tank?
Oh, that's a fun question.
3, 2, 1. It is
10.
11.
11?
You were off by 1. You would have a terrible time blinking into a tank with 10 Stalkers, Wardy. I can assure you that.
But
I've
Stalkers
done it a couple of
Stalkers do 18 damage, I just checked.
It doesn't work, Wardy.
Oh,
Wait,
because
have I been
tanks...
wrong on that?
I don't... Oh, because tanks have 1 armor. That's smart, it's
There-
11.
It's 11. Look
Ah.
at you. You almost tricked me with math. I was very sure of myself.
See, they teach us the numbers in physics, but they don't teach us about armor. So
Yeah. Rookie moves. All right, third CC is being created
Damn
here
it.
by INnoVation, who's in a fantastic position, by the way. Sure, it was 2 base versus 2 base, but INnoVation is freaking 4 tanks, and for once in his life, a Terran managed to keep a Raven alive. So, as long as that's the case, this is just going to be a real struggle here for MaNa to stop this push. But even if Inno decides to not push, he's up in income, he is up in workers, he has good upgrades, and he has an army that can't really be broken. Like, he's gonna have a setup that can't be broken. INnoVation is just in a good spot, is what I'm trying to say here, Wardy.
you said it very well. You explained all the reasons he's in a good spot. And now we're going to see him execute this good spot as he moves out to take the 3rd base. And does he go across the map as well? Do you think he just goes for a straight up
He's gonna
push?
execute a good spot.
Yeah, he's in a good spot and now he executes it.
He executed a good spot. I'm looking forward to this execution. Yeah, unbelievable.
Hey, can we please not judge my English today? You know, it's been a
That's
long
okay.
night.
It's a long day, Astro. I'm sorry. I do recall you telling me that you also feel weak. So we can be weak together here, Wardy. Yes, 3 extra gates are being added for MaNa. Charge halfway done. I like what he's doing with those zealots. Even though they don't have charge, it is pulling back some of the reinforcements. I think this needs to be a recall. This is 100. Okay, the recall is too late. He's gonna lose the prison. No.
Not yet.
Just gonna lose the zealots. Actually gets a couple of workers, and he delayed this push by a lot. You know, I love this move by MaNa, being out in the middle of the map with a bunch of sentries, trying to make sure that this ramp doesn't get broken. Look at this Raven. This Raven is looking for the observers. Like, there's no way that a guy is this bald without having vision of my army, but... no, he actually is being this bold. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he
That's
really
crazy.
is. You're right as well, it is bold because there's barely anything in this army. Like, if this bio army gets on top of those Colossi, everything dies. It 100% relies on the belief that you're going to be able to use the sentries and the force fields properly. As MaNa warps in Zealot's bottom right, so we'll have some reinforcements from there, either fortified or for a run by, depending on what he decides is best and where INnoVation goes. For now, INnoVation just falls back, will not go any further forward, and is just going to give it a little bit of time, build up into Ghosts, get Vikings running, and MaNa has been scary enough and annoying enough that he's saved himself for now.
Yeah, don't forget, Raven's still alive. This could be used in a later fight as well. So he's not quite out of the woods yet, as we see a Ghost Academy going. Is there an armory? Oh, this is just round 2 here, Wardy. This is not an INnoVation that is keen to go into a mid game, let alone or no, not a late game, let alone a mid game. INnoVation is saying, okay, the fun end games are over, but I'm gonna be doing a big push, and this is how Clem loves to play as well, delaying his secondary upgrades, his armory, his second eBay, until he gets a secondary major tech structure. So either that second starport or that Ghost Academy with that upgrade. And these pushes hit freaking hard, I can assure you. If you've died enough times at your fort base against these maxed pushes while you have like 180 supply yourself, you're really starting to doubt that Protoss units are actually that great. Like, it's insane how hard these pushes are to stop at times. What you need is like 3-4 disruptors, and then you kind of hope that you get some good shots. You're gonna need some batteries probably to help you with the fight as well. Ideally, you have a run-by setup. I don't know what the right side army of MaNa is doing, but it's looking wonkier and wonkier. It's like, is he gonna flank this army with a Colossus?
I guess.
You just love to see it, don't you? Wait, is this? Oh, this is for the Raven.
Oh, he misses it. Doesn't get it.
Ping. Yeah, this is on west. It was ping.
Yeah.
Look at the right side army now, though.
Yeah, now it's
Inno scouts to the left side, and it's like, oh, I bet there's nothing here. Poop.
Yeah.
Colossus.
I think
it's not that useful though.
I think MaNa kind of wanted to collapse in on INnoVation's army like where it is now from 2 sides, but Obviously, he doesn't really get that opportunity. He's been scared away in the bottom right, and he's still doing a good job of just stopping INnoVation from moving up a ramp. You know, he's by being out here, INnoVation still can't progress any further than where he's been before. In a way, I feel like INnoVation doesn't mind. He's like, okay, I'm taking my 4th base, 2-2 upgrades. Now he finally gets a chance to get up. He's going to kill 2 disruptors to start us off, and a 3rd disruptor does go in and hit big time, but now the army bottom right was moving the wrong way, so it's going to take even longer to get into the fight. The anti-armor missile refreshed on the army on the bottom left, and that means the Vikings are going to get rid of the Colossi before the Zealots show up from the upper right. They do get on top of the tanks, but it's obviously way too late. I'm not sure that anti-armor missile was necessary on that poor Colossus. He was already kind of doomed. The Zealots do actually get to clean up. But obviously MaNa lost all of his tech units here, which is the unpretty part of it for him.
Yeah, the flank felt like a little bit of an afterthought there for MaNa. Now, the nice thing, of course, was that he was slightly up in upgrades there, 2-1 against only 1-1. That definitely helps you when you're fighting gateway units against a Marine Marauder with a couple of ghosts. We see 3 more ghosts being built here. Wow, going up to, what's that, 5 ghosts then? That's a pretty high ghost count, actually. We see 1 Colossi being rebuilt, 2 disruptors already out, 2 more disruptor, or 1 more disruptor on the way as well. So MaNa looking to copy that army comp that he had in that first game. Now back then, at this point, he already was up about 80 supply. So we're gonna see what Inno manages to do if he's the one up 20 supply rather than being down 70 supply. MaNa is in position with his disruptors at least. Oh no, now he's out of position. He's gonna lose both of the disruptors. Yeah, that's painful. This is the end of this base. Yeah. Inno doesn't give a crap about this base. Never mind.
I kind of thought he was going to go finish that Colossus off as well. It just felt like that was a given, but I guess it's low enough that he just feels he can get it whenever the fight happens again anyway. There are Zealots top side that will cancel 1 command center, and well, not much more. The planetary can be repaired, and there's units there. There's a lot of ghosts there as well. They actually trade pretty well against Zealots, so MaNa has to give up bottom right, retake the left, and I mean, he's currently supply box.
I think Inno can go, right?
Yeah, I think so too. I just don't... There's not enough Zealots in this army anymore. There's a couple disruptors that might slow him down, but that's kind of about it. Especially if he EMPs the Archons, which he does. The Archons just melt. The disruptors die before they connect, and well, now it's just Stalkers versus Bio, and that's obviously not going to go well at all. So INnoVation's going to come through to take it 2-1. Again, bouncing back from losing the first map to win the series.